Welcome to my class. Today we shall be discussing the summary of what I learned from the greatest salesman in the whole world, the Party 2 by OG Mandino. This book now, after going through it, I discovered that the book is in two parts. The first part is the storyline, which is not much more related to sales. But when you look at the underlying meaning in the book, you discover that the book talks about even if you are an introvert or a novice, or in short, the first part is focused on telling us that there are hidden potentials in us. There are potentials in us, there are skills we have, there are a lot of things in us, but sometimes we don't value it. Because of that, we discover that we cannot do it better, even when we know that we can do this thing. But we just need a motivating factor or someone to push us to bring that hidden skills or potentials in us. So, like the key or the protagonist in this book, there's potentials. He's the richest man, but aside from being rich, the other potentials in him, that is teaching skills, marketing skills, selling himself, educating others, and showing them how he become the richest man in the whole world. Because one thing we have to understand that every knowledge you fail to pass to others will surely follow you to the grave. So this man has a lot of knowledge, but he couldn't pass it until when he met a visitor that came to see him. It was that visitor, because he has been declining a lot of visitors, because he felt like, why am I even entertaining visitors? I have money, everything I need, I have them. Why should I be welcoming visitors in my house and this and that? But through his late wife, I normally go to the cemetery to stay and listen. There was a day he had a vision, he had an encounter with the woman, Lisha by name, and the woman spoke to him, and he tried to practice what the encounter they had. So that made him to accept a visitor that came, and the visitor was able to break down what brought him to his palace. And after everything, he accepted to go out with him to start giving people orientation. Let me say a form of orientation, that is training, marketing, telling them how he became the greatest salesman in the whole world. So after everything, they prepared their speech. At first, it wasn't easy for him, even though he's the richest man in the whole world. But it wasn't easy for him, the richest salesman in the whole world. It wasn't easy for him to market himself to the people, because at first he noticed poor response from the congregation or from the people, even poor turnout, because he felt like people are not getting what they want, they value, their desire, they are not getting it from him. But that is not the problem. The problem is that he has not mastered the skill. Even though he has all the resources, he has not mastered the skills needed to become a strong salesperson when it comes to training or teaching others how to become. So that was the challenge he had at the beginning. But with consistency and a lot of other the desire to do it, he was able to achieve that purpose, and he was able to meet other people he has crossed paths with years back, was able to cross paths with them again. And at the end, he was able to discover the hidden potentials. Aside from being the greatest salesman, there are other potentials in him. So today we shall be discussing the 10 vows of success according to OG Mandino. So that's what we are going to discuss. And I believe that this content will help you, this video will help you to reshape yourself and learn one or two things from the knowledge we are going to share according to OG Mandino. If you love this, I will appreciate if you subscribe, like, and also share to other people, and also comment in the comment section if there's anything you think you need us to discuss. The room is open for you to do justice to that. Okay, the first vow of success is never again will I devalue or belittle myself. Many a times we discover that we have a lot of potentials in us, but we keep devaluing ourselves, we keep belittling ourselves before the society. And one thing is that however you rate yourself is how the society will rate you. The society cannot rate you above how you have rated yourself inside you. Because we are all born with a purpose, there are potentials that God has deposited in us, but we need to work for it, we need to bring it to reality. Nobody's coming to do that for us. It's not about the environment where you are born, or your parents or your siblings or this and that, or you are not lucky to be born in a rich home. You can turn your poor home into a rich home. The most important thing is consistency and willing, and that self believe that you can do this thing. But when you don't have that self belief, even if you have motivators around you, you are the first person to motivate yourself. You are the first person to keep the ball rolling. If you can't do that, nobody will do it for you. Okay, according to OG, there are three categories of people in this vow of success. Number one. So the first category are people that learn from their own experience. These are people that learn from what happens to them, and he categorized them as wise people. Then the second category of people are those that learn from what happens to others. He categorized them as happy people. And the last one are people that neither learn from what happens to them or what happens to others, which he categorized as fools. And we all belongs to one of these categories. So it depends on where you are, but there's a power shift if you want to move from where you are to a better place. For me, the best form of learning is learn from what happens to others. Don't wait for it to happen to you, because if you wait for it to happen to you, you may not overcome it. That is the most important thing. That is the most challenging thing there. You may not overcome that challenges when it happens to you. So the best form of learning is when you learn from what happens to others. Reach out to them. No, even without reaching out to them, the environment can help you. Listening to people when they talk about their encounter, about their experiences, you will learn from them. So, like for instance, now, assuming you want to be a fisherman, what do? You go to a fisherman, someone who has been there, to learn from him. Ask him question: how did you become a superhero fisherman? The man will tell you. Then when you just get your own boat and went to river and start fishing, So you discover that there are a lot of encumbrances you are going to encounter in the process. But if you have been nurtured and disciplined by someone who has been there before you discover that there are a lot of things you are going to maneuver. Because even Bible made us to understand that teachers, mentors help us to overcome tormentors, and that is fact. Those that learn through people overcome a lot of things, and the road seems to be palatable for them than those who try to learn on their own. The second vow of success, according to OG, is never underrate yourself. Number one, he said, never belittle yourself. They have some similarity. Now that you don't belittle yourself, you discover that there is a way you rate yourself when you come to the public, and that is how the society will rate you. So when you don't belittle yourself, then how do you rate yourself in the public? How do you see yourself in the public? So I will just pick some key things here. Already, I am different and a better person, and the only valid price tag is the one we attach to ourselves. So if we price ourselves too low, the world is agree. We agree at birth. If we price ourselves with the very price, the whole world are willing to accept that valuation. So it's what you price yourself is what the society will agree. If you price yourself 1 naira, the society will accept it as your price tag. But when you overcome that, the spirit of belittling yourself, and come to that level of knowing the potentials in you, trying to overcome deliberation, because sometimes it's deliberation and procrastination that made us to belittle ourselves, and is a way of wasting ourselves. So to be always intending to make a new and a better life but never to find one is to just to set ourselves below the standard, because sometimes we discover that we keep thinking, what am I going to do, or to do this one or to do the other one, and sometimes we just follow the crowd. And when you follow the crowd, we have forgotten that we are all created for a purpose, and your own purpose and my own purpose is not the same thing. So that is what this vow helps us to discover. You discover your own purpose, I discover my own purpose, and see how I can channel my mind, channel my resources, channel my efforts, channel everything I have, my dreams and my consistency towards achieving that purpose. Because sometimes we are even helping someone else to achieve their own, thereby leaving our own halfway or behind, because the victory of success is half won when one gains the habit of setting goals and achieving them. So to get from here to there, you need not to know all the twists and turns of the voyage at the moment. The only thing you need is to know where you are going, the direction you are taking. And in those situations, there are challenges you are going to encounter. But those challenges are those things that will build you up to be focused and also be dreamed focused. Let's put it that way. You dream focused. And those challenges are what you are going to tell people tomorrow how you overcome them. Third vow of success is always bet yourself with low of enthusiasm every day. Enthusiasm, confidence are those things that, and pride are the three key things that will keep you going. When you have overcome the level of belittling yourself, and you have accepted yourself the way you are, and you are ready to face the society, what you need is confidence, pride, and enthusiasm. So without enthusiasm, one is doomed to a life of mediocrity. But with it, I can accomplish miracles. So enthusiasm is the greatest asset in the world, because there are those things that push you going, even when you feel like you have not reached there or you are not getting it, but they'll push you going. So enthusiasm in all I do will become with hard work a habit. So when you put it in all you do, it will become a habit. So, but first you must make your habit, and then whether good or bad, you have to make is those habits that will make you. The habits you are putting now is those things that will make you. So enthusiasm will be your best chariot to a better life. The fourth vow of success is never again will I be disagreeable to a living soul. Sometimes we don't know that you are a possessor of power. There are a lot of powers we possess that we can use to influence the thoughts and the ideas of people around us, around our environment. But sometimes we fail to realize that we have those things, and in the process, we discover that friends have been lost, doors were closed, opportunities have vanished, and dreams were destroyed, because we foolishly destroy power we don't know we possess. There are a lot of potentials in us, that those potentials can only come to reality when we agree with people around us, when we agree with the environment. Sometimes we argue too much that we don't even give attention to other people. We have forgotten that we are all unique, that there are different things that God has made man to achieve, and maybe we are just crossing paths with them for us to just take a part of those things. But sometimes we try to change others without even changing ourselves. So if you want to change others, you have to change yourself. You have to ask yourself questions. You have to know where you are not doing well. You have to carry out a survey plan on yourself before others. So it will help you to manage people, to work with people in your environment, and also help you to grow. Because when you stand alone, you discover you will die in regret. Because a tree cannot make a forest. A stand-alone person cannot grow. You can't achieve your dream alone. That is the summary of everything. You need people around you to support you. You need people to work with as a team. You need partner people to put smiles on their face, and also that makes the whole thing enjoyable. The fifth one is always seek the seed of triumph in every adversity. Adversity is like an evil wind that blows no one any good, but there's good out of it. That is the thing, because we are born with adversity, and adversity starts from birth till burial of everyone. So, but what comes out of it is what defines us. How do you handle yourself at the period of adversity, when you are facing a lot of challenges, when you feel like the whole thing is over, you are lost, you don't have anyone, your dream, everything has been shattered. That is the moment of adversity. How do you control it? How do you manage it? Those things matters a lot on whom you become, on how you go ahead, on how you achieve your purpose on earth. So there is no better school than adversity. Every defeat, heartbreak, loss contains its own lesson on how to improve next time. Refusing to face the truth and learn from past mistakes contributes to one's pitfall. So when we learn from those things, when we learn from our adversities, our challenges, it helps us to become a better version of ourselves, because we can't go beyond that. We can't overcome it actually. It's something we must pass through. The sixth vow of success, according to OG Mandino, is never will I underperform any task given to me. Many a times we feel like when you are employed by an organization that and your salary is fixed. Sometimes we are being reluctant to do more than paid for, because we felt like my salary is certain. Whether I do the work or not, at the end of the month, I will go home with my salary. But you don't know, you are cheating yourself, because when you do more than you are paid for, you are learning in the process, and that is when job satisfaction comes in. And through job satisfaction, you will grow. The industry or the company will notice you. Even if they don't notice you, you will have that desire within you, the desire to do more. And it's only the desire to do more that will push you going. When you don't have that desire to do more, you start declining. Just take a river. What do you think a river needs best? It's just to keep moving. Once that river is not moving, it will stagnate. And once it stagnates, you discover that it will start smelling. It will start smelling. The same thing applies to our life. We need to keep moving. So wherever you find yourself, do your best to be, even if you are not recognized by human, just do your best and you see what the result will become. The seventh one is always throw yourself to a particular task at hand. Many a times we discover that we do a lot of tasks at hand, trying to prove that we are multitasking. But anyone who does one thing consistently become supreme on that thing, and that is the only person that will receive crown of merit on that effort. So sometimes we have multiples of plans, we have multiples of goals, and we want to achieve all of them. But when you stick to one, you discover that you go far with it. It is those who concentrate on but one thing at a time who advance in this world. Great people or great person is one who never steps outside his or her specialty. The great difference between those who succeed and those who fail is not the amount of work done by each, but the amount of intelligent work. So it's the amount of intelligent work they do. Even the weakest creature, by concentrating on a single task, can become a great person than a strong person who consistently move from one task to another. It's like when a drop of water keeps dropping on a particular spot, even if it is on a stone, consistently, you discover that it will develop a pothole on that place. So the same thing applies to us when we focus on a particular goal, when we pursue it with our mind, when we pursue it with our capacity and power and everything that we intend to achieve that goal. But when you do A today, tomorrow you have gone to B, next tomorrow you have gone to C, you end up not becoming a master in any of those things. So for you to achieve that dream, you have to specialize, you have to be focused, you have to desire for it, because the starting point is desire. You must have desire for that goal. According to Napoleon Hill, you have to have desire for that, a desired purpose. When you don't have a desire for something, when you don't have that passion, you discover that you keep falling out from one plan to another. The eighth vow of success is never again will I wait for opportunities to embrace me. So you have to prepare yourself. You have to value the little things we are doing now, because there are little things that will open a great door for us in life. But many a times we are waiting for that great one to come. But we don't know that Rome was not built in a day. There are some little things that those little things are what will lead us to higher things. So sometimes we need to find opportunities for ourselves. Look at our environment. There are opportunities everywhere, but sometimes our greediness and our thirst will prevent us from seeing those opportunities. There are little things you can do today that will open a great door for you tomorrow. Like many top businessmen, they started little, and some of them have even diversified from those places they started from, those sectors they started from. But many a times we just want to blow, we want to compete with them, we don't want to start little. So for you to achieve this success, you have to turn back from your past. None of those failures, don't allow those failures to slow you down, to slow your new stride towards the bright land of success and happiness where you spend the rest of your life. Like an old proverb that says, enjoy the little you have while the fool is hunting. You can turn it to, or you can recast it to, while the fool is enjoying the little he has, I will hunt for more. Because opportunities many a times are so small that we glimpse them not, and yet they are often the seat of great enterprises. So opportunities, there are different ways it presents itself. It may not come the way we expected it, but when you know what you want and how you want it and the direction you are going, you see the opportunities that are for you. Not all opportunities are for us, but your passion, your desire will direct you to the one that is for you. If you like this content, do not forget to subscribe to this channel and also like, share, and comment so that other people will get to see it and also get to learn and share their own ideas. The ninth vow of success is always examine yourself before retiring to your bed, because according to management rule, what is measured and proved. When you measure your tasks for the day, you can be able to rate yourself, and the best truth comes from you. You are the only one who can tell yourself the main truth, not what other people are telling you. So you know what you have achieved and what you have failed to achieve, and how you can plan your tomorrow today than waiting for tomorrow. So in this ninth lesson, you should examine yourself every day. Examine your performance, examine what you have done well or what you ought to have done well that you have not. So rate yourself, rate your performance. It will help you to do more. It will help you to achieve more. It will help you to become more when you're able to examine, rate yourself on your daily taxes. One of the great undiscovered joy of this life comes from doing everything one attempts to the best of one's ability. There's a special sense of satisfaction, a pride in surveying such a work. The smallest task well done becomes a miracle of achievement, and improvement forever follows examination and review. So when you examine yourself, when you examine your performance, you discover that your tomorrow will be better than your today. That is, everyone should be wiser today than yesterday. This comes through proper accountability and the self examination by always being in moments of introspection. Here we are, the 10th vows of success, and the last one, according to OG Mandino, and that is our prayer life. Always be in contact with your Maker. Before you wake up, when you wake up in the morning, commit your daily tasks to God, and before you retire to bed in the evening, thank God for what He has done, whether in sorrow or however it has happened for the day. Thank Him for everything because He knows better. He's omniscient, He's omnipresent, He's our unmoved mover. He knows more than us. So in all you do, commit it to His hands. Whatever comes out of it, do not panic. He knows better. Maybe that is not the path He's creating for you. Maybe you are following the wrong path and He's trying to channel you to the right path. Or maybe there are things you are not putting in order, or there are things He wants you to learn in the process. Let's always put it, or always take it to God. Always take it to God in prayer. Here we come to the end of the summary of the book based on my own view, but there are a lot of information in the book that I didn't talk about here. If you fancy it, I will appreciate if you get a copy. You can get the soft copy and read it in between lines to learn a lot of lessons. The one that inspires me most is the vow number 7. That one touches me because I noticed that, in short, the author was talking to me actually. So this book worth it, and the content worth it. Getting a copy of it will help you. Reading it will help you to improve, to become a better version of yourself. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, I beg you, please subscribe to my channel. It will mean a lot to me. It will encourage me to do more, and that is what we are talking about here. The vows of success. We cannot do it alone. I need your support. You need my support. We need to work as a team. We need to collaborate. A tree cannot make a forest. I can't create this content and be one to be watching it. I need you. You need me. Thank you very much.